Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Podcast, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's take a look at some of the stocks on the move today. We are joined by Bloomberg Radio and TV markets correspondent Kriti Gupta. Kriti, a lot going on in the markets. Where do you want to start today?
Lisa, we've got to start with these kind of steel and aluminum stocks that are just rallying. This, of course, coming off of the weekend that Donald Trump saying that steel tariffs are not only on, he's doubling them to something like 50% during that visit to the U.S. Steel plant. And I think this is really important because when you look at U.S. Steel stock specifically, we know there's kind of been whipsawed by the will they, won't they around Nippon Steel and what that investment is coming. This morning, that stock is actually down by quite a bit. The ticker, is just the letter X for U.S. Steel. And those shares are weaker by about 0.5%, trading at $53 and change per share. But then you look at some of their competitors. I'm looking at Cleveland-Cliffs, for example, and the market is really sending that stock higher. CLF is your ticker. Get this, higher by 30% this morning, trading at just shy about $8 a share. So that is kind of significant, but keep in mind it is only $8 a share. So that's probably where that big percentage move is coming from. It's not alone, though, in some of the stocks that are moving higher off of this tariff news. Nucor is another one. NUE is your ticker, trading at about $123 a share approximately. They're higher by about 12% in the pre-market. So, Lisa, you can really see that there's a massive move when it comes to pricing in this the latest twist in terms of the tariff story, and this time on that particular sector. A couple of others I want to bring to your attention, this time in the healthcare space, because it is M&A Monday. We had some M&A news here in Europe as well. We're certainly getting some over in the States. Bristol Myers looks like it's coming up. BMY is your ticker, trading just shy of $49 a share, higher by about 1.3% this morning. It looks like they're going to pay BioNTech up to $11.1 billion in a cancer deal. So some massive news there when it comes to the pharmaceutical space and the deals involved there. BMY, one of your highest volume movers this morning, higher by about 1.3%. But I have to say the entire pharmaceutical sector is up. There was some news over the weekend as well about just some of the pharmaceutical names and biotech names that are actually making some advances when it comes to cancer trials. So that was a big sector that traded positively here in Europe. And you are seeing some of that feed into some of the healthcare names over in the States as well. Eli Lilly is just one example in terms of that sentiment. LLY is your ticker, higher by 0.8%. Gilead Sciences is another, GILD, higher by 0.4%. Lisa, I want to get a quick view on some of the downside movers because there are plenty of them, especially when it comes to some of our favorites, those tech names that have been leading the market move to the upside, actually taking a little bit of a hit today. Tesla is number one on the downside. TSLA down about 1.8%, trading at $340 a share. Massive downside moves there, but right in line with the likes of Alphabet, for example. GOOG is for those Class C shares, down about 1.4%. PayPal as well, taking a beating. It looks like the healthcare names that led the rallies or led the upside moves last week, certainly leading the downside moves in the pre-market trade this morning, Lisa.
The Stock Movers Podcast from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.